Hi, it's Mitz from My Life Mitz. Thank you very much for joining me today. So it's the end of July and I haven't touched my Hobonichi avec. It's sitting in here and it's untouched. So it's pretty much 1 month of me not journaling in here. And I thought I would share with you my process of, I guess, how I kind of jump back into things. I know with the summer and the kids, it's difficult to juggle tasks. Well, for me it is anyways. I probably need better time management skills or organization skills. But yeah, I haven't touched my Hobonichi Techo at all for the month of July. And perhaps you're experiencing something similar where you have a blank journal and you feel a little guilty for not journaling. And I don't ever want journaling to be like it shouldn't be like a task or something that you have to do. I don't want it to be like a chore or anything like that. For me, journaling is fun and it's comforting and it provides me a lot of relaxation time and comfort. And yeah, I mean, of course, I feel a little bit bad, I'm not going to lie, that I have not journaled yet, but it's never too late. I still have my journal that when I visited back home in Canada, I haven't finished that yet, and there's plenty more, even several years old. I still have photos of things that I haven't journaled yet, and that's absolutely okay. I thought I only have half an hour, and I keep telling myself, or I keep making excuses. I don't have time to journal, I don't have time to journal, but I have, well, probably now 20 minutes or so, and I just wanted to jump on here and share with you how I'm going to, I guess, get back into the swing of things. There's of course the Hobonichi challenge. I did make a little note of things that I could doodle, I guess, and I did print out some photos, and these are just on regular, just copy paper at home. And I apologize, I know the focus is not the best. I don't have a special camera or anything, it's just my cell phone. And yeah, I apologize if the focus keeps going in and out, but yeah, these are just some photos that I printed off, and then I stuck them, sandwiched them in between the pages. I think I'm going to take it out though, because I do want to do a bit of doodling. And if you're not sure where to start, I know in the past I have just taken out my watercolors and splashed a whole bunch of color on the pages, and that's one way to get started, but I feel like I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to get right into doodling something straight from pen to, or like marker to paper, and hopefully that will get me going again. I don't really know what to doodle. There's the Hobonichi challenge, of course, that I can refer to, or alright, so here's the voiceover myths. This happens often. I will be filming something and then someone comes into the room, or it's a little bit difficult when we have both myself and my husband, if we have a day where we work from home, it's a little bit difficult to juggle things. But anyways, I'm still here. This is just in real time. I haven't sped anything up. It's just, I decided to do voiceover because you can hear him cooking in the background. Alright, so I am doodling or drawing. It looks like headphones, but because it is so hot here, we actually purchased this set of fans, and so this little device, I guess you would say a device, it sits on your neck, and the fans are adjustable where you can face them upwards or downwards, and it's supposed to provide a cool breeze because it is so hot outside. And so it's hands-free. It just sits on your neck, and I haven't really used it outdoors actually. I've used it in the house when it's just way too hot. We try not to blast the AC too much. But yes, so I have used it indoors in the house when I just need a bit of some breeze instead of the AC. And so we purchased this. It was actually on sale last year, and we've started using it this year, which is nice. So I didn't know, I think I was talking about how I didn't know what to draw. I mentioned it a couple times already, the Hobonichi challenge. And so if you're new to that, if you go onto Instagram and you search the hashtag Hobonichi challenge, all in one word, there are some monthly prompts that you can refer to and you can draw if you like. If you check my Instagram as well, I have a list of all of the Hobonichi prompts that we've made throughout the years. I don't know how long we've been doing it, but if this month is not something that you're interested in, you can check all the other months and see if that sparks anything for you. And so yeah, because it's so hot and humid here, I decided to draw that fan, the neck fan that we started using. And then this past weekend, we went to a special event called Handmade in Japan Fest. You can see the little pamphlet there off to the right hand side. And my kids participated in, I think it's called screen printing. And they gave us these fans, and they attempted that with the red and blue ink. It was for free, and it was really fun for the kids to try that out. It was very busy, and there was a lot of like jewelry and small knickknacks. It was very inspiring, actually. I don't know if I'll have any. I don't think I took videos. I might share some on Instagram, but yeah, it was very inspiring to see the different creators and all the wonderful things that these people make by hand. Nothing really, I guess I wanted to go just to feel inspired, and that was I totally met my goal there. It was so nice to just kind of be there, and there were a couple of places that had yarn, which was really nice as well. I was going to buy a skein of yarn she spun her own yarn, and it was really tempting, but I ended up not doing that. I have enough yarn already, and I need to knit through them first. But yeah, so I'm just doodling that fan that my kids made, and I might cut out the pamphlet and probably stick some of that in for journaling. So I guess if you're not sure where to start, you can just doodle what's around you. Here I'm starting from I didn't start from July 1st because I didn't feel the pull to start from July 1st. I felt like I can start from today and I'll move backwards, or maybe I'll look through my cell phone and see what photos that I took or where we visited. I know some people will leave post-it notes on certain days, which is a really great idea as well. I was not that organized, so I'm going to most likely have to scroll through my cell phone, see if there's any pictures that I took that will help me jog my memory. And if there isn't anything in particular, I'll just write quotes and things that currently inspire me. Maybe I'll talk about the current season here, the summer season, and of course current events in the world as well, or things that I'm working on, or projects that I'm thinking about. Here, I think it was around this time I put together several little envelopes filled with, not too filled, but just I put in some random papers and stickers and things like that in some envelopes and sent them off as some happy mail. If you are curious about that, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all the wonderful Ko-fi support on Ko-fi, and that has immensely helped me with the shipping of all of these little happy mail items. I'm very, very thankful. Thank you so much. But yes, I was able to post these off, and hopefully they will arrive safely to their destinations. I think I took a photo of it. I'm not too sure, but I decided to just doodle it because, yeah, it's just some envelopes with some random stamps, and I will, of course, watercolor or color that in at another time. And I wanted to share with you, I tried to do more of these close-ups. I think somebody left a comment that they appreciate the close-up drawings as well. It's a little bit tricky to hold the phone with one hand and make sure that it's in focus while I draw with the other hand. So I apologize if it is a little bit shaky. And the pen that I'm using is a pigment pen, so it won't bleed or smudge after it dries, fully dries. If I decide to add watercolor, it won't bleed or anything like that. I think I'm using the Sakura micron pens for that, and the one that I was using at the time, it was running out of ink, so you might see some streaky lines. And then this part, yeah, I'm using the Kuretake clean color brushes, and just writing some headings. Remember, this day was the day that was the last day before summer break, so I wrote that in there. I might write or journal about near the end, I guess it's end of semester for the kids, and just some thoughts about that. I feel like it was just April. April is when the new school year starts in Japan, and it feels like it was just yesterday. Then all of a sudden one semester is finished, and it's going by so fast. This year, 2023, is going by so fast. And I think it would be nice to reflect, maybe not in this Hobonichi Techo, but I might journal about it in another notebook. I decided to see what was on my desk and what was around me and just draw something of that. I decided to draw the pen case that was close by. Actually, I purchased this cute little pen case at the Handmade Festival, or they break down the words and they say fest, but the event. I was kind of browsing and saw the leather company there, and yeah, she was such a nice lady and just so energetic and very, very, very pleasant. And so I did end up purchasing a pouch, or like a pencil case for myself, and my son wanted one as well. And then I purchased them, and then I showed it to my husband. He was waiting with my daughter in a separate area because it was just so busy. And then my husband said he wanted one as well, and so we ended up purchasing 3 little pen cases. And it's just nice to support the smaller business owners and creators. And the lady and her husband were so grateful, and it's just so nice to be able to talk in person that way instead of just online. So we did that. I doodled that or drew that. And then this summer I've been working on, away from my journaling, I've been working on knitting and crochet. I like to keep my hands busy, I guess, and so I've been knitting up some socks and participating in the summer sock camp challenge. It's hosted by someone named Kay. I think her name is Kay. She's called the Crazy Sock Lady, and she has a lot of YouTube videos, and yeah, I decided to participate in that. I completed 2 pairs for that challenge so far, and I think I like these smaller projects because it's not too heavy or too hot. If it's too, like if I were to be working on a sweater, I think it would be too hot for me to feel like knitting up in this heat. Whereas the socks, it's very portable and small and easy to work on here and there. So I've been working on some knitting socks. I'm just using that same clean color, the clean color brushes by Kuretake, and just writing in the headings. Sometimes I'll use these markers, or sometimes I'll use watercolor to add the headings, and I will most likely outline the headings as well a little bit later on. I am using the same Sakura Micron pen, the pigment pen or fine liner, and yeah, so like I said, the ink is I think running out, and that's why some of it you might see it's a bit streaky, but I decided to outline the lettering that I did there, and if I choose to add watercolor, which I probably will color in the socks or maybe like the around areas, that way the black outlining won't smudge or won't spread out too much. I'm curious to know if you have different ideas or things that you want to share, different ways that you can kind of kickstart your journaling. Sometimes it's hard to get back into things, especially if the routine changes a little bit. So in our case, the summer holidays started, and the routine is all over the place, and I just haven't been able to manage my time very well and get back into journaling. So I'm curious to know if you have any other ideas on ways to journal. I hope this video was helpful. I think I end up sharing with you a little bit more. I think I doodled about the omatsuri. Omatsuri is a what's it called? A festival, summer festival, and because of the pandemic several years ago, a lot of the festivals were canceled for several years, and this year I'm finding that many of the festivals are now back in full swing, and it's been a lot of fun. We'll try to go to the ones that we feel like is doable. If there's going to be way too many people, we will of course stay away. I'm not really a fan of the heat and the crowds, but we did end up going to one festival at night so that it wasn't too hot during the daytime, and I shared a little bit of that on Instagram in my stories as well. But it was just so nice to see that back in full swing, and this one that we visited didn't have like the small stalls of food, which we really enjoy. That's one of the fun parts of these summer omatsuri, is seeing or tasting all the different foods, and they have these different vendors and stalls where you can try out different foods. But this one didn't have any. They did have like a candy apple. I think it's candy apple. It's either candy apple or, yeah, I think it was candy apple. And but there was a huge lineup, and they also had yakisoba and probably takoyaki. But there was a huge lineup, and we just didn't feel like waiting. It was in the evening time, but it was still very much humid and hot. So I just took a picture, and then we just kept going on our way. But I hope to visit some more omatsuri in the future before the summer holiday finishes. I think it's such a nice way to celebrate summertime. So I drew a picture of the lanterns and like a fan. I don't know why I drew that. I guess it's very summery. And yeah, it's just hot. So actually we didn't have that nearby when we were visiting the omatsuri, but it's just a nice summer thing to draw. And I think that's it for this video. I worked in the Hobonichi for about 20 to 25 minutes and was able to work on these couple of pages or several pages. I'm excited to color them in a little bit later on, and I'm hoping that this will help with my momentum and filling in some of the back journaling, I guess. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Sorry, before I forget, I've decided to put the Hobonichi avec back into the zip cover. I had the first half housed in here until it got too chunky, and I really liked being able to fully zip everything up. I don't have any like cards or credit cards in there, but there are some credit card slots in the back I don't know if I show that to you, but in front of the zip pouch part, there are a couple of credit card spots in the back. So I think I'm going to move back in here, and that's it. Thank you so much.